And we designated today as a review class, which I'm hoping we get some participation in. Otherwise, it might be a very short class. So we'll start with our table of contents of what we're going to cover today. We'll start with a little history. Israel and Palestine. You'll see I have some typos. That's okay. And then we'll go with some quotes. This time the quotes are from Psalms and also from Proverbs instead of from different people. And then we're going to continue on to what I'm calling game time. I made 2 Jeopardy boards. And I'm hoping for participation. If you say, I'll take that one, what's the answer? I don't know. And I'm calling that, do you want to play a game? And then, of course, after we finish all the fun and games, we'll have our final review, see if there are any questions. Hopefully there'll be answers too. And we'll see where we've been and we'll discuss a little bit where we're going. So for our history lesson, I managed to find a picture of the National Museum of Palestinian History.
Oh. Oh, I hate.
What?
I hate.
Why, that's it.
Good honesty.
And I decided that since we've been going over different maps of what's called Palestine, I figured I'd go over a crash course of the area. Before Israel, there was the British Mandate, not a Palestinian state. Before the British Mandate, there was the Ottoman Empire, not a Palestinian state. Well, before the Ottoman Empire was the Islamic State of Mamluks of Egypt, again, not a Palestinian state. Before the Islamic State of Mamluks of Egypt, there was the Ayyubid Arab Kurdish Empire, not a Palestinian state. Okay. Before the Ayyubid Empire, there was the Frankish and Christian Kingdom of Jerusalem, not a Palestinian state. And before the Kingdom of Jerusalem, there was the Umayyad and Fatimid empires, not a Palestinian state. Are you seeing a trend here? Will we? Let's see. We'll continue. Okay, before the Umayyad and Fatimid empires, there was the Byzantine Empire, not a Palestinian state. And before the Byzantine Empire, there were the Sassanids, not a Palestinian state. So if we go before the Sassanid Empire, again, there was the Byzantine Empire. It came and went. Again, not a Palestinian state. And before the Byzantine Empire was the Roman Empire, not a Palestinian state. And before the Roman Empire was the Hashemite state, again, not a Palestinian state. And before the Hashemite state, there was the Seleucid, not a Palestinian state. And before the Seleucid, there was the Empire of Alexander the Great, not a Palestinian state. So we're going back a while. So don't see a Palestinian state. Before the Empire of Alexander the Great, there was the Persian Empire, again, not a Palestinian state. Before the Persian Empire, there was the Babylonian Empire, no Palestinian state again. Before the Babylonian Empire, there were the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. Again, no Palestinian state mentioned. And before the kingdoms of Israel and Judah, there was the kingdom of Israel. Again, not a Palestinian state. But let's go back even further. Before the kingdom of Israel, there was the theocracy of the 12 tribes of Israel. Again, not a Palestinian state. And before the theocracy of the 12 tribes of Israel, there was an agglomeration of independent Canaanite city kingdoms. Again, no mention of a Palestinian state. Actually, in this piece of the land, there was everything except a Palestinian state. That's a little more history for those that want to restore Palestine. Okay. In 132 AD, the Emperor Hadrian resolved to stamp the Jews and their kingdom out of existence. He sold all Jewish prisoners into slavery after the revolt of Bar Kokhba, forbade the teaching of the Torah, renamed the province to Syria Palestina. Ooh, we finally got something. And changed Jerusalem's name to Aelia Capitolina. He renamed Israel to wipe out the national identity of Israel and the Jews. So if we're looking to restore Palestine to the Palestinians, we need to give it back to the Jews. Any thoughts or questions on that? No?
I know that there's some articles from Palestine
Yeah.
in like the 20s and 30s where they're referring to Jews as the Palestinians.
Yes. Well, during the Hashemite Empire, the region was called Palestine, but as part of the Ottoman Empire, it wasn't a state of itself.
Right.
Just like there's the region of the Levant, which
Right.
the area of Palestine was a part of in that time.
But that's more of a Islamic thing, yeah.
Well, the region of Palestine, Jews, Arabs,
Yeah.
Christians all lived together peacefully. We may touch on that next month.
And then I've seen a video where a guy goes in the Palestinian sections and asks them, can you name any historic figures?
Yeah.
They're like
from
Yasser
100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 years ago or longer.
Yeah,
And
besides Yasser Arafat, can you name who
Yeah.
was a president or king of Palestine? There never was any. Okay, we have some quotes from Proverbs and Psalms. The first one was inspired by Ty. He sent me this the other day. From 16:10, be still, know that I am God. Next.
It's kind of funny that be still and know that I am God
Yeah.
has been changed over in the New Age.
Yeah.
Even in the newer publications of A Course in Miracles from Helen Schuchman, it's be still and know that you are God.
Yeah. Yeah, they like to play games with things we wrote.
Yeah.
But they always wind up going back to things we wrote. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. I may add, they may not succeed the way you're planning them, though, but... Okay. From the rising of the sun to its setting, the name of the Lord is to be praised. Psalms. And then another one from Psalms. I have another one after this also. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. I figured we're adding a few things from Psalms and Proverbs. Some of you may need some prayers before we get to the game. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Anyone have any thoughts on any of these?
You know, it's interesting. I worked for the last 3 years up until working for the Isaiah House, and even then, the Isaiah House has its dangers because most people don't realize that what it is kids that have been displaced because they've either gotten violent or found contraband or whatever. And he's totally protected me. I've never been harmed, even at Mountain View when they were allowed to come out of their rooms and pull shanks to see who could stab it was a contest they did for the first year I was there. They were allowed to come out of their rooms at night, and the one who could stab a service worker with a shank got points. I don't know what the points was for, but I mean that was allowed to go on. And for some reason, when they went to touch me, they couldn't. So I don't know. And I've been totally protected. This.
Yeah. And it's game time. So I'm going to shrink this down. Let's see if it's still, if this screen is going to come up. Start with this one. Now I could set up teams, or I could just set for no teams and not keep any points.
The second one.
No, okay, no teams.
I don't want to drag any teammates down.
I got to work on my home computer, so let's see if I had a feeling I may have to play with this a little to things changing. Okay, let's check over here. Wired display, let's,
Looks like it switched over to HDMI2.
what?
Looks like it's switched over to HDMI2.
It was already on there. That's the thing.
Okay, this is the, which one should I have this on, or? I have none.
It should usually be one of these that will give the extended screen option or mirror screen.
Okay, so let's go to, this is on wired display. Is it this one?
No,
And that I think is my home one. More guest settings.
option to have.
Yeah, 'cause it worked at home. So I tested on my home TV, which uses Roku.
Let's see.
I don't know the way I write.
Let's see if I switch it to this one. Does that do anything?
Pronounce
Might take it a second to.
word.
It might sometimes take it a second to do
So
something, but
some of the words I wrote probably didn't correctly,
No.
but some of them I wrote.
wish I knew what your quick keys were.
It's not correct.
There's the little quick key for Windows.
Then when I went back and reread them, I'm like,
Ah, there we go. Duplicate.
that they.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
There we go.
So I got.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
kind of it's also
Note.
right. On separate paper.
So are we ready for what we're going to cover? We have different categories. We have root words. We have a few regular words. Some phrases. Some rules. And a few prayers. And one to pick one.
Do you get a daily double?
Unfortunately, you have to pay for the version where you can set up a daily double, and I was setting it up at the time when my funds were low. But next time, okay? So who wants to pick one? You don't have to come up with the answer, you just have to choose one.
I want to do words for 100.
Okay,
See how, because that's.
okay. Shabbaton.
What is
What is Shabbaton?
Are you asking for the definition or to?
Yeah,
pronounce it, or-
what does it mean?
Oh, I thought you just had him pronounce it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I just said what it had in pronunciation, so obviously all you were doing was repeating what I said.
He said it and I'm still like, shut
I'm gonna guess it's the peace or cease,
That's part of it.
completion,
That's part of it. But this,
rest, cease.
okay, well,
it's the Shabbat?
what?
Shabbat observance.
Yeah. We got one person that got something on. Observance, complete rest.
Now you gotta let us sound them out, though.
Okay, who wants to pick what next? Don't all shout out at once.
Just for a minute.
Prayers for 100. Okay,
That font's interesting.
someone wanted, I know, unfortunately, I couldn't change the font style on this either, so.
Baruch Hashem HaMevorach.
What?
Baruch Hashem HaMevorach.
Yes, very good. Do you want to tell us what it means?
I didn't even hear what you said.
Baruch es Hashem HaMevorach.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
You get it with melody.
Well, that's good we all had it then.
Yeah, considering that we say this every week here. With the translation, who wants to see if they remember the translation?
Good question.
You want
You
to
mean,
try?
what does it mean in English?
Yes, that's how you translate it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was trying to sound out a word right after he said it.
I was hoping he wasn't going to give me the Italian on it.
Bless the Lord.
What?
Bless the Lord.
The blessed.
It's getting hot in here.
Okay.
Bless the person.
Blessed Hashem, the Blessed One.
Sure.
Okay, we got two squares. Who wants to try for a third? Who wants to pick one?
Rules for what is rules,
Okay, how many letters are in the Hebrew alphabet? 22.
22. I was thinking, yeah.
What?
21, 23, and 24. I wasn't gonna tell
22.
I knew I 26.
Oh, we have another contestant.
Another contestant.
Another
Yay!
volunteer.
Yeah, you got this. It's a
I'm
strong
the
game.
next contestant on The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yes. No, this is
Strong
Jeopardy.
game show.
No daily double.
Yeah. You had to pay extra to be able to put a daily double
This
on
is
the
what
game.
it feels like, those nightmare dreams that you have when you haven't been joined a class and you
Yes.
show up on test day.
Yeah.
Without pants on.
I'm not doing that.
Well, since you came late, you want to pick the next one?
Roots, words, phrases, rules,
Or
prayers. Let's see here. Let's do phrases for 100.
Okay. What's at the beginning of most blessings?
What is, is it supposed to be for everybody or just me?
Well, we can start with you and then go on to everyone else if you don't have it.
What is Baruch or blessing? Blessed are you. Baruch
Yeah.
atah,
Continue.
Adonai,
Yeah.
Eloheinu, melech haolam.
Okay. Good.
I should have a lot of practice doing that.
Yeah. Okay. See, you got it right. Who next?
Roots for one.
One.
Let's do 200. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put everybody off.
Okay, that's a root word. What is it?
Shalom.
Okay. And what does it mean?
Peace, completeness,
Wholeness.
Wholeness. Complete. All right. Maybe I should have kept
We're gonna have the audio or visual daily doubles or any of those types of things.
Unfortunately, no, I'd have to pay for the program to do that, and I used free version. But if you really want, I could do that for a future class. Who wants to pick one next?
So Roots isn't talking about the TV miniseries from the 80s. Okay.
As far as I
You never know.
remember,
I've never been in the class, but I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna do rules for 200.
okay. Okay. Name 2 silent letters.
Know this. Know this.
2 silent letters.
Yes.
The Bob is not silent. I know what the Bob is. It's not silent.
You're correct. There may be a question about that later on, though. That letter.
I don't know this.
You gotta phone a friend.
What?
Wrong show.
Yeah, they both start with A.
They both start
So
with
number
A.
one.
Who else wants to try?
I'll up to 9.
Very good.
Very good.
Oh,
Who next? With how quick everyone's going, here, we may be here for hours.
Prayers for 500.
What?
For 500? Prayers for 500? Okay.
Oh, my beloved, to preach the bride, the prayers of the Sabbath.
You should
What
know.
do you have to do with
It's one you sing.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard the song.
Yes. We've done it here also on Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Everyone.
Mechadoti.
The cloud of the end.
Chadodi.
Was that all you needed was the name? I thought you were going for the whole thing. I was like,
Well, I'll accept the name because it seems to be a bit challenging for people.
Everybody can see.
I'm not asking people to sing it either. But if you want to, you can.
how do you say the whole phrase?
Chadodi, Lacrosse, Kala, Panesha, Nikabala.
That'll be Makra. The third name.
That's one melody.
Yeah, there's seven.
Oh, no, I thought we had to argue and fight for the next hour about which is the correct melody. And if we were Baptists, we'd have to do that.
No, I thought Baptist would be if you're singing a melody that they don't approve, that you would be damned in hell.
if we were Pentecostal, we'd have to argue about whether or not the words were backwards.
No,
Okay? And if you're in the Jewish community, you're going to wind up with, if you have 3 different rabbis discussing it, you'll have 4 different melodies being debated on. Who wants to pick another one? Who?
Prayers for 200.
Okay, the blessing for reading the Torah. We've covered these in the
We cover
class.
that every week.
Yeah.
We cover it every week, and I still botch it.
hmm
I cannot claim better.
And the answer I have is in the Hebrew, though, so that's only done once a month in the services. We don't do we do the Hebrew
The
during the week?
condensed one, yes.
Okay, yeah. No one wants to guess.
Well, I mean, it's fast, but I do know.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. It starts with Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher. Continue. You're getting it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher baruch rabonu mikol hamim v'nosan lonu es taraso. Baruch atah Adonai nosein haTorah.
Yeah, we knew that one.
What?
We all knew that one.
Yeah. We cover it regularly in our services. See, you got it. So we move on. Who wants to pick another one? Yes, no? What?
Phrases.
Okay. Birkat Hamazon. What is Birkat Hamazon? Hmm? I think she knows.
She has an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to help
And you
him.
didn't want to be on any team.
Yeah, yeah, she could have won.
Yeah,
I was just trying to even.
So that went, right?
Grace
I'll-
after meals.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it's around my-
I was going to give a hint. It's done after
I was
something.
like,
Yes. I knew it.
You knew it.
I knew it. I was like, I know what that is.
You don't get any credit for just knowing it. You have to say it. Okay, another one.
Rooms for 500. Alex.
Roots for 500.
Shamir.
Yeah. And what does it mean?
Goodness, like, defense or defenders, one thing, does that lead to it? Guard.
Oh, to keep. Close enough on that. And the others.
Your turn.
Your turn?
my turn.
Yeah, why
I
not?
did something.
Hold on.
Just,
It's too much pressure being like the main one to have to answer first.
what?
Yeah.
They're close to things in the book, not.
They're in the book.
One to five, in the first five chapters too, right?
Yes, they're all in the first
Let's
5
do,
chapters.
There's one,
Words for
one easy
400.
one.
What?
Let's do words for 400. We need a 400 in there.
Okay, yeah, we haven't done the 400 also. Words for 400. Matana. The words I think are going to be the hardest ones. And they have a whole board game with just words.
What's that mean?
That one I don't know.
You don't know?
Thank you. That's what it means.
No?
I can say the word, I just don't know what it means.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you this one. We'll pretend there's a beeper here that just beeped.
That's it. Yeah, okay.
This one's a little trickier because the root word doesn't have all 3 letters in the word itself.
Natan, I thought Natan was a present again.
What?
I thought Natan was a present again.
Yeah.
Matana
Yeah.
would be the actual act of giving.
It's
Not
when it was
ta-
the
yeah.
gift.
No pain,
Yeah.
not to rob, and give
Here's a
to the
matana.
poor. Is that where it shows up in the gift?
Yeah.
and
Give her.
Blessing?
Yes.
Giver of the Torah.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So we pick another one.
I forget what was the rules.
You want rules?
Do 300.
300 those rules, and it could be some things similar. When you're at the Shiva, When is the Shiva, the two dots, one on top of the other, silent?
When there's two of them, and it's the first one.
Yeah. And when else?
I think when else would be silent.
Is that the beginning of the word?
It's in there.
Yeah, not,
Well,
that's what
Palace.
Beginning of the word. It's at the end of the syllable of the word.
So the exact opposite of license.
Yeah. That's one of the two reasons why when you have two next to each other, you sound the second one. Of course, the first one's the end of a syllable.
Okay. That was half right.
Yeah.
So I got 150.
it was at the end of the word also would be silent, so you could have.
Yeah.
You could have two in the same word.
You can have it a few times in the same word, but when you have two next to each other,
Then it's,
yeah. Shall we go for another one?
Somebody that hasn't asked yet.
What?
Somebody that hasn't asked yet.
It's 100.
Roots for 100? Okay.
I have no clue.
You have no clue? Where's the clue?
Yeah, you guys just talked about
Yeah,
it.
we just talked about this one.
Shabbat?
What? No saying.
Oh, no.
Baton. To give, grant, or permit. We finished the 100s. So we're making progress.
Words for 200, Alex.
That's good.
Yes.
Mishmar? No, Mishmar.
Mishameach. Anyone want to take a guess at what it means? What's the root?
Shemar.
Okay.
Trying to think.
No guesses? What?
I used to know this one.
Who guards?
What?
Keeps, I was gonna say.
Who keeps or who guards?
No. Preservative, yeah.
I was thinking of the two
So what's
words.
the pronunciation of this one?
Mishamea.
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 The last one on the end is an R sound.
Yeah, Mishamea.
Mishamea.
I think.
Not a ka. The ka is a different sound. It's a ra. Mishamea.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Or
Then
Mishamer.
it would be
Mishmar.
conservative.
Mishmar.
Ending with the R.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Who or that keeps.
Since there's
Because
not
it's-
any
yeah,
dots
because
or other
it's the-
vowel
He
points
would be who?
under the
Yeah.
R, under the last letter itself,
Yeah,
then it ends with the sound of the R.
right.
How do you keep a dictionary?
No, trust me.
We finished the 200s. Now we have a lot of the other ones still. We may not get to the second game board. Is the way we're going.
Phrases, 500.
Which
Phrases, 500.
raises
Big
500?
money, huh?
Okay.
Root.
Yeah.
Bora.
Yeah.
Elam, Bayan.
Okay. Good.
Baruch Adonai, Bora.
Okay. What does it mean?
Bless the Lord, who will bless them forever.
Close enough. Bless Hashem, the Blessed One, forever and ever.
It's the second part of the.
Yes. The Baruch Hu is the second part. And the first part, second part are usually at the beginning of the Torah blessing also. So who wants to pick another one?
Jimmy does.
A tune?
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
you
I
do.
could tell you.
Let's see. Rules for 400.
Rules for 400.
Yeah.
Okay, can a letter become a vowel? This is sort of a trick question because we really didn't talk about this. But if
wanna
you
say-
think about the vowels,
I'm going back to the vowels in the Latin language because that's the one I know the best.
they won't work with this.
No, I know they won't.
Even the Greek, I'm sorry.
No, but I've had several years of Latin. But I would say if it's a trick question, I would say no.
Actually depends.
See, you tricked him.
Depends on things.
Some of the letters are vowels. In some states.
No.
They're all consonants, but I'd say yes, because they can, it takes on the sound of the vowel under it. So it's like a silent letter.
Yeah, that's one, but there's another one also, which is the letter vav, which we didn't cover yet. We have a dot above that becomes the O, and you have a dot next to it becomes the U, and you don't pronounce the letter itself.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, the reason I went, like, of course, another reason I went back to Latin, but in Latin, if there's a trick question like that,
Yeah.
the answer is pretty much always no. So that's why I got away with
Yeah, but this is Hebrew, and
it. It's Hebrew.
Yeah. we don't give in to the Catholic Church with their Latin.
Yeah.
So even though Aleph and Ayin
Those
start
don't,
with
Those are
a
just
hard sound,
silent.
those are just silent letters. They never become a vowel, but the vav,
but they're still considered a consonant?
what?
They're still considered a consonant.
Yes.
Even
That's
though
what,
the,
that's what
even
I'm
the
trying
vowels
to,
underneath it. Yeah,
They're-
that's why I was
The
thinking.
letters with the, you could say the space keepers in a way.
okay. That's what I was trying to figure out in my head.
Yeah. Who wants to pick another?
Go ahead and finish it. Rules for 500.
Okay, rules for 500.
Different is
Sounds of shin in different positions.
shin and sin.
What?
Shin and sin.
Yeah.
The way my kids learned it when they were in school is sin is never right. So if it's
Right.
on the
On the
right,
left
then it has to
Ah.
be.
Yeah.
Catchy, that's catchy.
hmm Now, there's a trick to this also that I didn't put on here. What if there's two dots?
That might be one of the questions he's gonna ask you later. So
Yeah, I have that question.
Okay, well,
You can
If-
answer it.
oh, it's actually will make sense. If there's two dots, the dot on the left becomes the vowel O. So it's show.
What about when
So-
there's a dot in the shin?
one above it and then one in it.
I haven't seen the one in it.
That's what the question
So-
was. Gonna be.
No, there are quite a few letters
So
that you'll
show-
have a dot periodically, but it doesn't change the sound. There are a few that it does.
So that one is just you're just saying that the dot is like after it,
Yeah,
kind of like where the above would be. So it'd be the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
if the dot is over, I don't, can you see this?
You get
Yeah,
that
right
one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
If
then
the
you got
dot's on this side, it's
the
a
one-
sh. If it's on this side, it's a s. If it's on both, then you have the sh and the vowel O. As in Shochenai.
Ooh, finished.
Yes, we finished the rules. Never got the rules out of the way. Who wants to pick another one?
Words for 500. I'm going for big money.
All right. Hisperech.
Did you just give us the answer?
No,
Now you have
supposed
to
to
tell
know
them
what
what it
that
means.
well, you're supposed to know what it means. What is Lihisparech?
He does the S sound, but yeah.
Lahit, okay, Lahit Bareh.
It's okay, they can get used to the variety of
Yep.
Yeah.
pronunciations they would hear.
And you go to Israel, you can get, the majority speak Sephardic, but you can get quite a few that speak Ashkenazic also, and you can hear both.
Depending on which kibbutz you're in.
Yeah, could be that. Well, it's like English. If you go up north, you can hear it pronounced one way, and you go down south, you can hear it another way. Anyone want to guess? Well, what's the root in it?
Bless.
Okay, so you have a basic idea of part of what it means.
From whom the blessing comes.
Like, I know this in the prayers, I'm just trying to,
What?
I know this word in the prayers,
Mhm.
I'm just.
Should be.
I don't know, the first half of it, of the meeting makes me think of Shakespeare. Hmm?
Yes,
What?
to yes. To be.
To be blessed.
Well, look at you. Well, you said Shakespeare, so maybe you can make that up.
Yeah, to be or not to be.
Or not to be.
Yes.
To be blessed or not to be blessed?
I figured that might be a hint someone will catch.
Oh, there it is.
Anyone else want to pick one?
Finished words for 300.
Okay, words for 300. L'Shalem. No. It's a tricky one. Maybe this one should have been the one for 500. But I didn't actually put the 100 through 500 by order of difficulties. I just was finding words to use.
Be it.
Peaceful, that's what I was saying.
No. What other type of meanings can
Be
the
complete.
root mean?
People.
Yes.
Somewhere in there. Gotta get more.
Well, complete is,
Please in there.
it's in there.
Perfect.
Finished.
Shall I tell you?
Yes.
No, just leave us hanging.
Okay. Go. You're in charge of the place, yes.
I'm not in charge of the class.
Okay, then I'll tell you. It's to pay, complete discharge of commitment. I told you it was a little tricky on that.
It's like, it's finished.
Yeah, you finished the commitment. It's completed. There are a few tricky ones based on the roots that take a little thinking.
Well, that's why we're in so much trouble, I guess.
Yeah. So shall we continue?
Roots for 300.
Roots for 300? Okay.
Shema.
Okay, yeah.
Here, listen.
Okay, you got that one.
That should have been like a 100.
Yeah, probably. As I say, I didn't really put them in order of difficulty since I wasn't keeping score anyways.
Well, what have we been doing this for? Prayers for 300.
Prayers for 300. There should be a yud here at the beginning.
Yud.
Yeah, a yud within each sound. Yishmachu. For some reason, I typed it a few different times, it just never shows up.
Need to find the Hadassah.
Yeah, that's why I like the Hadassah font. It's-
What?
This modern Hebrew stuff is just.
Who wants to sing it? Who wants to even read it? What? Mm. Everyone want to take the first word. Remember the Yud's there. Yishmachu. What? Yishmachu. Who wants to take the second word? Then ma. That's an ah. Ma le. Who? Malachusacha, yeah. Yishmachu Malachusacha. Shomrei. Sha. Yeah. Vikarei. See, here we've done this Friday night sometimes. If you went to Heska Moon, you'd hear this before we do the blessing for the wine. Oh, Nick. Yeah, and I see for some reason it puts the yud in the e at the very end where it should be over here.
Yeah,
That's what was throwing me off on
I'm sorry, I just noticed that they put it there.
And I was,
I was like, I completely lost on how to pronounce that.
Okay. And
I had the letters correct, I was like, I bet that's the other.
well, should I just go to the translation because I have a feeling no one's going to know it.
We'll say it all together.
This or
Yeah.
okay. Yishmachu b'Malachusacha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbos, Vikarei, Oneg. You've heard it. Mhm. Rejoice in your kingdom, keepers of the Sabbath and readers of pleasure.
That one's in the first part.
Yes, it's in there. All of these are in the book. So we finished off the words. We still have. You want to, okay.
Bless me with peace, bless me.
A little louder. George thinks I've got it. You said a little more than it actually was, but that's good.
Made up for the other one.
What?
Made up for one that missed.
Okay, I'll accept that. Kids seem to keep score anyways. We have 3 left.
Great. 400.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 more.
That's our choice.
Yeah. Let's just go for 300 praises.
Okay. And there should have been an or on the yes at the end.
Yours.
What?
Or a total.
Teresecha.
Chaz at the end. It's you.
Yeah, there should be an or on the last chesed. When copying it over, this, because it doesn't work with fonts well, Okay. Okay, you said it right, yours. Yes. And we're down to one more. You can pick. You want to go for 400?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, good grief. Nope.
if you insist, it's good. Okay, what's the prefect cuff mean? As in Kelohano?
Mike,
What?
Mike,
Mm-hmm. And we finished off the board.
Bingo.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. I have another board also, but it's already almost 4:30.
for next month.
What?
For next month?
We can possibly save it for next month, but we'll decide next month if we can actually do a class. We'll do another review with going over all the words that we're supposed to know.
Well, since you're missing several people, maybe you should do one more review.
Ty's got a couple questions too, so.
Okay.
This is what we were
You
doing
have questions?
mostly.
Specific in the book.
Probably
Okay.
have to show him the shin.
They require answers.
We'll need your book.
Okay. I got the book. Where are we? What's your question?
Let's see here. Let me start with page 42, at the very top.
Okay,
That's line P.
okay,
The second and third word. Betecha. And then the other one looks the
Besecha.
same.
Besecha and Besecha.
What's the difference?
The difference is the is on the third one, the first one has,
Oh, we covered that one.
Yeah, the two
okay,
dots.
Yeah, I got it right. That's-
what?
Beta and Betecha, right?
Yeah. Besecha and Besecha. And what's your next one?
So on 47, down in section 4, line B,
Line B.
the two at the very end.
Okay. Okay, Tanakh
And Tanakh.
and
So-
Tanakh. They both sound the same.
Want to make sure that was just, whenever they have, the ones I hate the most doing is writing out how you think a word sounds, because
Yeah. Tanakh and Tanakh. You notice the subtle difference, yes? Yeah. There is not.
Very subtle.
Yeah, one has the ch stronger. Any other questions?
Yeah, that sheen that I was talking about on page 48, that's in line L, the last word,
Okay.
Nehushar.
Yeah. It doesn't change the sound.
Just wondered what it was for, because I hadn't seen that anywhere.
No, you really will see the shin with the dot in it. Any other questions?
Not some secret meaning to it somewhere.
There probably is. If you study Kabbalah for 40 years, you'll come up with it.
It's in every one of those words really on line L. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why it's just weird. I've never seen it.
I'm sure if you ask two rabbis, you'll get at least 3 different answers.
We're in good company.
Any other questions? What?
Oh, there were just a couple of words down on that 6 that I had fun with.
Okay.
In every language, I've learned Japanese,
Mhm.
somewhat. I've learned the Celtic language. There's always one. It builds on top of the other when you're learning the language.
Yeah.
So there's always one beginning that's used in every single one. For Hebrew, what is that?
In Hebrew, you're starting with root words, 3 letters, and all the words are based on those roots.
Or are you talking about like the prefix, the sound at the beginning of the word?
Both.
No, there's not one prefix that everything starts with.
In the Celtic language, there's a prefix and a suffix for every word, and it's always the same 4, and it alternates.
Okay, that we don't have.
And so, I was just wondering if it was kind of the same way for Hebrew.
Now, Hebrew, there are some prefixes and suffixes, but they're not on every word. They're just the prefix and suffix are just adding a word to the word that's already there.
So like the ka on the
Like the
end
Teresecha,
was adding it to say your,
yeah.
and then the first one was
Yeah.
the like was the,
Kelohenu was like who was like your God.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Well, we,
I did come across one thing where it's
Yeah.
talk about 2 words that sound the same.
yeah,
When you're speaking, they sound the same, but
Mhm.
they're spelled different.
you
And
get that.
In that article, it implied that that's to change the numbers
Yes.
and the meanings. So when somebody goes deeper into gematria, that
Yeah, you'll find that occasionally. It's interesting. They say that from the Dead Sea Scrolls, there was one word that they found different in the Dead Sea Scrolls than there was in the actual Torah that we have now. And the word had the same meaning and the same numeric value.
So it's the same spelling, same pronunciation. I mean, the different spelling, same pronunciation means the same thing. Because I was thinking context. Context.
No. Not necessarily.
That's good. That's, yeah.
If they could, there's an inherent essence within them with the same numeric value that there's a connection between them. And you can spend your whole life going into all those different internal meanings with things. There are some people that study the Torah to the detail where they find all the words that have similar numeric values to find which lines tie to other lines in that way.
Because I was thinking context, like in English, you would have, to go right or to write something. Right is spelled differently,
Yeah,
but pronounced the same.
yeah,
So it depends on which context you're using it in, or which way it's spelled as to which context it's being used.
yeah. We have some context things here also that the meaning will change a little depending on the context, but we haven't gotten to much of that yet. Maybe in book 2,
I think it is.
if we last that long.
Yeah.
We're gonna discuss that in the next month or 2. First, we have to see if people survive this book.
We'll survive this fine.
Okay, well, we
Doing this good. I'm just getting caught up.
okay. Well, we've been here for an hour. There's the option: do you want to go another hour and play another board game, or you want to eat? Okay,
I am curious about something.
so am I. Many things. Sorry.
I
No,
found this on the Shofar Man's website,
yeah.
and it has something to do with Eliyahu, but
Mhm.
I really couldn't understand exactly what he was talking about when he was telling me over the phone what exactly it has to do with.
Okay. I
Is that one of, like a verse maybe?
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's-
Without the vowels, I may not be able to tell you now, but what I'll do is I'll take a picture of it.
After you, it's been a long time.
Show format.
So what does Tushkaka mean?
I'm gonna take a picture of it because some of the script letters are a little difficult to differentiate.
Okay.
Books are really expensive. Most of them.
Thinking I'm gonna get to the point where I can read it, but I don't know what it means. 'Cause that's where I'm. Yeah.
Words.
Well, that's where I was
It's
with
easy
sign
to
language
read.
for the first 3 years I studied it.
I wanna try something with that.
What?
I wanna try something with that.
Oh, you have an app that does it, yes?
Yeah, I wanna see if it works through it.
Okay.
Well,
We can stop the broadcast and I can